Hey folks, it's Pat and M14A1 again. Here's part 2 of my little series, the NWO Throughout History. This one's going to be covering a little thing called the Bonus Army. As you know, the Bonus Army was a group of veterans for World War I, their families, and some affiliated groups that wanted their pay along with their guaranteed interest that came after their service to the country. The problem is the government at this time was in a depression. They didn't have any money to give them, Plus, this thing was guaranteed to them in a little certificate that wasn't eligible for being cashed until like 1945. So there's a bit of a problem right there. So they protested, and basically just got me attention, all that. The problem was the response from the federal government. Don't get me wrong, I support our armed forces, but when they start attacking their own people, I take a little problem with that. And you can find this all over the web. Granted, and this was regular army, mind you. The protest took place in Washington, D.C., and they had the legal right to call up the army. But it was the manner in which operations were conducted that I have a little problem with. First off, they called out tanks and cavalry. I went in with bayonets fixed. Actual bayonets, mind you, They stuck those knives onto their guns and got ready to stick them. Plus, it gets even more interesting. According to a few different few sites, they also used the chemical arsenic gas, which induced vomiting. Really? Really? That just isn't right, really. And you can find this all over here. All over the internet. It's just disturbing what they do. The protest started out peacefully, but Washington police at the time opened fire with guns, mind you, and killed some innocent people that were just protesting. And the Bonus Army, angered by this, continued to protest. They were Americans. They had every legal right to protest. They were just trying to bring attention to their plight. And let me remind you, this was taking place during the Depression, in which our good old boy Herbert Hoover did really nothing to help. Just sat there on his ass. And remember, during that time, before it happened, there was a period of excessive wealth throughout Wall Street. Just absolutely despicable. Anyways, as the Bonus Army continued protesting, the army was called out, and they attacked them. Just attack them. It's just wrong. Anyways, this is it for part 2. Part 3 is going to be a little more modern. I'm going to be covering Blackwater. Remember that? That little mercenary group. Oh, yes. What dastardly things were they involved in? You'll find out. The links will be in the sidebar. You know? And I'll also include a couple images. I think I might also add a couple images of the Ludlow Massacre and Battle of Blair Mountain if I can find any. Anyways. Till then, good night and good luck. Patton, signing out.